let's share the screen. Okay, there we are. Okay, so let's see what we're doing here. Okay, so let's we'll have one game of solitaire while we're waiting for people. And then we've got to get this oops, missed that one. Just watching Once Upon a City on the other monitor. Walking around Toronto Island, having a great time there. It appears. Let's see if anybody's live here. Can you see this? No, that's live from the boat. Where is my latest live here? There's a live. Okay, let's watch that. Let's like it. How come it's not giving me A89. Yeah, it is Windows XP Solitaire. I hate everything they did after XP, and so I found a way of just copying it over, and I'm happy with it. So I'm just looking to monitor this chat on another computer. Let's see what we're doing there. That's good. Okay, so now we are live. We are live. So we're going to edit a cooking video. Let's give AT a wrench, and we'll come back and subscribe to you once this is over. You know what? Let's just subscribe to you right now. Why not? We're going to do it anyway, and we'll just watch some videos later. So here we are. Looks like a dinner party. Let's subscribe to it. Let's like it. Oh, you were live from there. Okay, cool. IMG 3529. So obviously recorded on a Canon R5 or 5D. I like that camera, but the files are a little bit too big. Rusty Rivers, thank you for coming aboard. Okay, so now that we've got real people here, let's just finish this one game. Just one game. I haven't played in quite a while. See how long it takes to win or lose. It before Windows 10, used to be able to get really decent scores, and then everything slowed down a little bit. So We're not there, but we're still, the objective is to try to get through it all in one sitting, or to at least beat the thing. And if I don't, then I consider myself to be sadly underperforming. Well, here we've gone through the deck once and we haven't won yet, so that's not a good sign. Let's see what we've got here. Oops, I missed that. I think we're going to lose this game, and so let's abandon it. And let's go to what we're trying to do, which is edit a... oh, wrong one. What happened to... Oh, okay, a new project. So I didn't... I hadn't saved this yet. And this is shrimp tomatoes. So the reaction to the boat barbecue has been underwhelming, and I figure I might as well get back to more traditional food. And I bought a bunch of shrimp because shrimp were on sale, and I'm looking for interesting things to do with them. And one of the things I wanted to do was do a pasta recipe that didn't require cream or cheese, and partly in deference to the boat environment where you might not have a fridge that was going to give you good. Hey, Charlene. Give you good storage. So this one uses shrimp, which of course is a fridge product unless you just bought them, and canned tomatoes with no cheese or cream, and it turned out really, really good. So these are the clips recorded in 4K. Let's bring them into this project, and yeah, Charlene, thank you for coming by this short live, just to get this going. Let's get them in order. Oh shoot, I didn't rename the clips. Oh well. You know what? Let's rename the clips, because if I don't, then I'm going to have a hard time finding this stuff afterwards. So we use a little bulk rename utility that is also from the Windows XP era, called rename it. And I'm going to rename this stuff to be IMG, and it's going to be IMG. We don't want the date in here because the file names get too long and it's too hard to see what's in there. So now we've renamed the clips. Let's bring them back in, and that'll make them easier to find down the road when either if I want to reuse one for another project or I want to re-edit this to be something different. Okay, so let's get them in an order. 7, 3, 0, 2, 1, 2, 2, 2, 3. They're in alphabetical order. And let's see what we got. So this was, as I said, shot in 4K. It's a HD project, but we want to keep the HD settings. And what that lets us do is virtually zoom in and out, and crop and move things around to make it easier to set the camera and leave it alone, and then it'll work. So here, I don't know why. Okay, so that's good. The sound is good. I don't know why I'm not getting any. Let's see. Okay. There's some good sizzling sound there. I want to make sure that I can hear myself. I'm pretty sure I can. But let's just make sure that we can hear ourselves. I'm just going to go to this other computer and see if I can hear myself. Be awful if I didn't. I can hear myself. That's good. Okay. I don't know if Arizona Jake's going to come by, but he says he likes hearing my voice. So I'm glad that somebody likes that. Anyway, so the reason for shooting in 4K is this is a nice close-up of cutting onions. And it looks like it's zoomed in, but this is the image of the whole thing. So for drama, let's have this close on. So here we have getting the garlic ready, my fancy garlic press. That I have a link to Amazon and nobody's bought it yet. I'm so sad. Okay, so now so here we're frying some onion. Not a lot of sizzle. Do we have the... Okay, so here where is the onion? What happened to my chopping the onion? I didn't record chopping the onion. Oh, I'm going to fire that guy. Okay, so we don't have chopping the onion. I wonder if I have another clip of chopping onion. Hey, Layar Channel, thank you for coming by. Haven't seen, I don't think I've gone to see any of your maritime videos in a while. I'm just going to make a note to do that because you have some really good commercial, industrial boat stuff that is a different order of sailing than what I'm doing. Okay, so it seems that we forgot to hit record on the cutting of the onion. Now, I wonder if it's just because I forgot to transfer the file from the computer. So let's just take a look at this. 200. What's the very first clip name? Very first clip name is 200. Yeah, so we got it. I guess we forgot to hit record. I hate it when that happens. Maybe what we'll do is we'll go back and just record another cutting of some onion because this is kind of neat. Okay, now this. So we're going to start with the onion here, and we're going to take these other clips and get them out of the way. We'll just move them out of the way for the time being. And so this is how long? This is, sorry, a minute. We don't need a minute of, how long is the total video of minutes? So it's not a very long video, but we don't need 11 minutes of this. We need to see the, okay, we'll start here. Let's zoom out a little bit. There we are. Center it a little bit. Zoom out a bit more. Yeah, so we can see that there's a frying pan. Okay, that's nice. And we're putting some oil in. And there, what are we doing here? We're putting in some, where's the top of that? Okay, so we're putting in some garlic. And we're mixing it around. So we don't need the part that's not doing anything. Okay, so we're going to start off. We're putting some oil in the pan. Let's go a little bit closer. There's where we started. We see the oil. Okay, and then we don't need all this empty space in the middle where it's not doing anything. So we'll cut that out till we get to where we're putting the garlic in. And what we want to do in sequence, I prepared the garlic before before I did the cooking. So how much of this garlic do we really want? Okay. Again, this is a whole minute of garlic preparation. Kind of boring. Hello, how long are you? 54 seconds. We don't need 54 seconds of garlic preparation. We want this part at the end where we're stuffing it into the... Okay, we don't want it falling out. That looks tacky. We're peeling the garlic. So how about if we take this? So what's that? 22 seconds of garlic. Still too much. But let's assume that's going to be what we want. Put that in there. Okay, so we're starting. The movie starts with onion in the frying pan. We're getting the garlic ready. And then we're going to put the garlic into the pan, stir it around. We don't want that part where nothing's happening. Okay, that's the end of the action. Oops, too far. Okay, so that's good action there. Now I'm going to get rid of this empty space here because I want to see how long this video is. So 9 minutes. If we end up with 8. Hey, Spirit in the Sky Blue, thank you for coming by to this short editing video. Me basically thinking out loud. But just to reiterate a little bit. So we've had 3 videos of cooking on the boat barbecue, and they haven't gotten the million views that I was hoping they would. And so I thought I'd come back to items that have been a little bit more well received. Martin J., thank you for coming by. I haven't seen you in a while. Wonderful videos, vlog that Martin J. does. It's some really neat stuff out there. So we're going to do, in this, we're going to do a more traditional pasta, but it's pasta without any cream or any cheese. So it's and it has shrimp. So the more boat friendly because we don't have to have anything in the fridge except for the shrimps, which if you're going to pick them up at market, you could do them the same day. Okay, so here we are. We're mixing. Okay, so we're going to save a few seconds of this. We don't want too much of it. How much is that? 6 seconds. Because we're going to talk about letting okay, what did I do there? I played with the actual zoom on the camera. I changed the tripod I'm using for this camera. Martin J., this is Premiere Pro, Creative Cloud. So it's the latest version, not the 100% latest version, because I haven't done the latest update, but it's the Adobe Premiere Pro Cloud version. Okay, so here we are. Okay, so this, I don't like this cut. See, we're almost the same size here. So what we'll do here is, let's go a little bit smaller here, zoom out. Partly because we're going to put in a can of diced tomatoes, right? So that's good. We don't want to jump cut there. Let's zoom out just a little bit. We don't totally want to. Caesar Mocha, thank you for coming. Trekking with Deb and Mike. Haven't seen you in a while. Thank you for coming by on a Friday night. It's a warm night. Weather outside by the boat was really good. I'm at home in basement studio, but the weather outside was wonderful today. So it wasn't as hot as it was last week, and got some good stuff. Okay, so here we are. We're mixing up the diced. Okay, so that's probably too long because it's kind of boring. Okay, what are we doing here? We're putting in some pepper flakes. Okay, so again, I was playing with the actual zoom on the camera. I really shouldn't, because the virtual zoom is good for this, but we're putting some hot pepper flakes. They're actually from an Indian store, and so they're maybe a little bit hotter than they would be at a grocery store. Okay, so here we're putting them in, quarters teaspoon. I'm not that great a fan of heat, but they did add a wonderful bit of taste to the. Okay, what are we doing here? We're mixing. Let's zoom out. What are we doing here? Oh, okay, so we're putting in a cup of chicken broth. Where are we here? Okay, yeah, I like that it's showing the bubbling of the thing there. So little bubbles everywhere. Okay, so here now we're going to mix in start with the action. Let's get in here, get rid of this empty space. Okay. And we're mixing in some chicken broth. And let's see what this does. Mixing. Okay, so I'm going to leave all the mixing there. It's kind of boring. May end up cutting some of it out later on. Okay, what am I doing here? Okay, oregano. Let's put in some oregano. Take out the first couple of seconds because the camera's not recording sound. Okay, so we don't have any action there. We've got enough bubbling there. Okay, that's nice. That's nice. This is way too long. How long is this thing? This is only 9 seconds. It's not that long. But nothing's happening here. So let's cut out the part where nothing's happening. Let's make it smaller so we see. Here we're going to bring this down a little bit so we see the jar of oregano. Mixing it in. Okay. People are going to say, why didn't you stir it? It was a mystery. So now we're putting in the pasta. And I happen to like bow ties, and I happen to have some. I like bow ties because I can't twirl spaghetti. And this way you get a forkful of pasta and a forkful of shrimp. Okay, mix in 1 cup. Mix in 2 cups. Stir it up good. Yeah, some good sound there. And okay, you want to show the closing of the lid, so let's start there. Cut that out. Okay, so now we've closed the lid, and it's the end of that action. Now what are we doing? We're opening the lid, and we're adding a bit more chicken broth because we're going to say that we want to keep the noodles covered. So they're not really covered there, but they're pretty close to being covered. Hey, Suzanne Morjan, thank you for coming by. Susanna Morjan's beautiful vlogs, beautiful lady. Give her a like, give her a follow. So here we're adding some more chicken broth. Is that a good transition? Yeah, we're more chicken broth so that the noodles are covered. Okay, close it again. Let it cook some more. And now we're going to put some salt on it. Okay. Oh, that's nice. Amazing that that actually lines up properly. We'll start this here where we're bringing the salt in. So this is sea salt. I'm not 100% sure that it makes any difference. Salt is salt. But I like the container. The downside is on the boat it gets... okay, so where is my salt happening here? Shoot. Okay, so the problem is here we managed to not record the... I'm not sure why I missed a bunch of things here, right? We missed the cutting of the onion. We missed the pouring of the salt. So we've got half a tablespoon of salt. And what are we doing? We're going to mix that up. And we're going to close it again. Again, a little bit too long. I think I'll make it shorter later on. But for now, let's leave it there. Okay, so now let's see. I need a sip of water. Too much talking. Pardon me. Now, what's happening here? Stirring, stirring, stirring. Okay, yeah, so this is where we do a taste test. I don't know how much of that we need. So here, we're going to open it up, let it stir a little bit. We're going to get just a little bit of sauce, taste that. And it was actually pretty good. I was worried that I had put in too much pepper flakes, which is kind of hard to reverse, or not enough salt. So it actually ended up being pretty good. What are we doing here? Okay, so we're again add a little bit more. Okay, some action. We're opening the lid. Okay, let's make this zoom out a bit so we can see what's happening. And we're going to pour, because the noodles are getting uncovered, we're going to add some more chicken broth. And it's hard to say, hey, Brave Buddy Elvie, thank you for coming by. Appreciate it. Beautiful music, beautiful Filipino music on her channel. Definitely worth following. It's the kind of thing on the live that you can leave it running in the background and just listen while you're doing something else. So hard to listen while you're editing video, but works well. Okay, so we're mixing. This is too much. The problem with a simple recipe is that it's very simple. The cooking is very simple. Okay, so now what are we doing here? Okay, so we're going to bring in some shrimp. Okay, it's we had moved these two clips here. Let's put them in the back somewhere, get them out of the way. Okay, now we're going to put in a bunch of shrimp. So it's interesting, because I was taking still photos of this with a flash. I expected to see the flash to some extent. Could be the flash is so short it doesn't even show up in the video. So we've got some good sound there. Mixing, 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 mixing. Mixing, mixing, mixing. Got a sigh out of me there. Gonna have to deal with that sigh, but that's another whole issue. We'll get rid of that later on. Okay, I guess I made it zoom to the actual camera again. Okay, what do we got here? Okay, so this is a waste of time. I thought it was going to be a nice close-up of the shrimps. That isn't really what happened here, is it? I mean, this is as nice a video. We can see shrimps there. So we don't really need this one. So let's get rid of it. Reveal in project. There it is, number 216. You're gone. Yes, I want it to go away. Where is the actual video file? 216 we said, right? So where's 216? 216. We'll just put a Z in front of the name in case we want to bring it back, and later on we'll delete them all. I ended up with 8 gigabytes of video, and the computer was starting to complain, so I cleaned up a lot of redundant clips yesterday. Okay, what are we doing there? We're looking at it. Like, this is all the same stuff, right? It's good stuff, but here we're cooking, we're mixing. Okay, here we're testing to see if it's done yet, because the noodles are cooking in the, hey, Pebble, thank you for coming by. The, everything's cooking in one pot. So the noodles are cooking in the juice from the diced tomatoes and from the chicken broth. And the noodles said they want to cook for 10 minutes or 11 minutes. And I only want the shrimp to cook for 3 minutes. So the shrimp got put in at about the 8-minute mark. And now I'm checking to see if the noodles are done yet. I'm hoping they are, because I don't want the shrimp to cook too much longer. And the shrimp ended up being just a nice texture. The come borrow mine. There's a lot of interesting one pots, but the reason I'm sort of emphasizing one pot, again, this was predominantly made at home, but I'm looking at it from a boat perspective, in that if you have 2 pots, you have to wash 2 pots. So where do you get the water from for 2 pots? And where do you put the gray water for 2 pots? So if you do it all in one pot, you only have to clean 1 pot. Now, in another environment, you might say you could eat it out of the 1 pot as well, but we're trying to be a bit more civilized than that. So we're actually going to, here right now, serve it out. And let's zoom out a little bit here. A bit of shadow on the plate there. I wasn't paying total attention to how that got. Okay, let's cut that there, because now all we're going to get is the pan coming across there. And now we've got the got it served out. Okay, so now here we've got these clips of cutting up okay, so here, when I cut up the green onion, I cut it up out of sequence. I did the green onion first because I wanted to get it out of the way. Plus, it avoids me having to move the camera back and forth from the cooktop to the cutting board. So cheating a little bit through the magic of video editing. So we don't want this one. Let's get rid of it in the same way. What number is it? It's number 203. So you're gone. Where's number 203? 203 is that one there. Now, I said I didn't have the footage of cutting up the onion. But here it is. Where did that footage go? I thought I forgot to hit record, but here we have this. I mean, it's kind of slow and I was going to speed it up. So this is clip 2000. So why don't I have that clip in the project? Where's 2000? There it is right there. Okay, so I thought we lost that clip. Yeah, well, a single burner gimbal. On the boat, I've got a two burner Force 10. It's there's a problem with the propane cutoff circuit, so it hasn't been used in a year. It needs repair, so I'm using a butane burner when I'm on the boat. But yeah, if you only have one burner, then you've got to figure out how to make it all in one pot if you can. Still, the boat I had before, a CS27, had a Canyon alcohol stove. Oh my God, is that thing ever slow? Only probably ever cooked on it once, and I was making tea for a person that we were out on a foggy day, and it got really, really cold. And she started shivering, so I go, okay, I'll make some tea. And just happened to have tea on the boat. And oh my God, it took so long to heat up the water for the tea that yeah, that's a sad stove. Okay, so now we're going to come back to it later, but somehow we managed to not import this clip of cutting the onion. So we'll fix that up. We'll fix it up in a minute. We'll come back to it, but at least I'm glad we found it because I thought I'd forgot to press record. But obviously we have it here. Yeah, Pibble, there's a guy I follow had followed for a while. He's in a Contessa 26 in England, somewhere, Great Britain. And he does some cooking on that. Hey, Imelda, thank you for coming by. Really appreciate your company. So he, I believe, he has an alcohol stove on a Contessa, and some of his recipes were quite good. I've been in a Contessa at the dock. I never sailed in one. There is an ocean-going boat, full keel, built like a brick poop house, and I thought a little bit cramped. But again, they're from the 70s when cockpit layout and cabin layouts had a different perspective than new plastic boats, and my boat is from 2000, 25 years old. But at that point, the trend had been in, I guess, North America with Hunter and Catalina, and in the States, in Europe with the Hansas, to build a very wide cabin with lots of light. So totally different approach to boat layouts, but my understanding is the Contessas are nice because they'll sail through anything. Okay, so here we are. We're putting in the chopped green onion for garnish. Now there's I put in a little dish, and then I don't want to show the dish because I just want to show the chopping of the green onion. So here we are. We're chopping some green onion. How many seconds is that? That's 12 seconds. Probably a bit on the long side, but let's leave it until we get to figure out the voice. Oh, what's going on here? I made a mistake. The Premiere allows me to drag a clip and insert it. But if you insert it in the wrong place, it cuts the clip in half. So let's get rid of the first few seconds of that. The reason I get rid of the first few seconds is because the camera doesn't record sound. So you end up with a weird sound. I can't really look up who that was, but I'm sure if you search YouTube for Contessa 26, you'll find that guy. Okay, so here we are, and now we're going to enjoy. So usually I end up saying enjoy, and there we are. Why is there a noise? Okay, so we get too much here. That don't know what that noise was. It sounds like a noise of a knife cutting, but there's nothing being cut at that point. Okay, let's go here. And now we're going to put it on the plate, and we're going to pick it up. Oh, that looks nice. It's a good shot of a shrimp. The challenge is always to get pretty pictures, and I see so many people with such beautiful photography, and I ask myself, what are they doing that I'm doing wrong? Yeah, Morgan again. Never been on a Morgan, but we're talking about a significant liveaboard boat. So okay, so there's another shot of picking up that. I'm happy with what's this out here. Okay, that's that. I've already got that. I'm happy with the Hunter. Don't live on it, but it's a wonderful floating cottage. Wonderful place to play with cooking and entertaining to a simple extent. I doubt that it's probably the lifetime boat. I mean, I started with a 12-foot laser, a 16-foot Wayfarer knockoff, a 19-foot O'Day, a 25-foot Northern, it's a Canadian manufactured boat, a 27-foot CS for Canadian sailcraft, and then now the Hunter 32. So I've had my 2-foot, 3-foot, 4-foot itis, and I'm happy where we are. LinkedIn wants me to do something there. We'll ignore them. Okay, so what did I do here? That's that. Now I've got another look at this. And this second version of this, putting the plate on the placemat, charger apparently is what that's called, is that it goes at the beginning. So let's put it right here. Oh, how come it didn't go in here? Oh, because I pressed the wrong button. There we are. Okay, so because I want to start the video with the finished product. It's going to go there, and then we're going to zoom into getting ready. Okay. We don't need to show cutting the onion in half, cutting it in pieces. That's good enough. Okay, so we don't really need even 23 seconds of this is too much. Let's speed it up to 160%. And that makes it, we end up with 14 seconds. Okay, that's not bad. Okay, so, oh, hold on. Let me just go back and check something. Yeah, so I thought that we had this, right? So this is the end of putting the onion in the pan. Okay, so here, is the speed up still there? Okay, the speed up is canceled. Okay, so there's the cutting of the onion. We'll speed this part up. That's 160%, 160. And then here, we want the last part of basically picking it up and putting it in the pan. Okay, let's zoom out a bit, crop it a bit so that we're at the top here. Okay, so I think that looks good. That looks good. Okay, so we start with the finished product. It's not long enough. 5 seconds. It's probably going to have to be longer, but we're going to record the captain in his hat introducing the thing, so that'll be 10 seconds. So that's enough there. How long is it all now? 6 minutes and 57 seconds. We'll have the captain saying it's delicious. What's going on here? Okay, we don't want that. So it's 6 minutes and 43 seconds. I think that's going to be a good video. Now I have to go through that. We've got all these shots. As I say, this might be too long here. Let's do one little thing here. We want to bring in a few seconds of the food cooking in the let's take this guy, and we're going to take 5 seconds of this and put that at the beginning too. There's 7 seconds. Let's take that and move this extra version of this here after the finish. So here's the finished item. And then let's just move that up a little hair so that we can see more of the food. And then we're going to zoom over to the baking of it. Let's zoom out a bit so we got a fuller pan. And then while we're talking, we're going to say, okay, that's too much. That's the end of the action there. There we are. So now we've got 6 minutes and 49 seconds. We're going to have the captain introduce it and wrap up saying that it tasted great, that the little bit of red pepper flakes gave it just enough of a kick. And yeah, so now we've got one pot with a bit of concession to boat life in terms of we're using canned tomatoes because canned tomatoes are easy to store, and they add some of the flavor to this particular recipe, and the noodles are usually, so it's a good boat recipe. But shrimp, yeah, if your fridge has a freezer, you can keep them frozen for a while. Otherwise, it's something to eat on the day that you've had an opportunity to go to market, or it's a good recipe for home as well. Oops, what's going on here? Okay. Something got moved around here when we weren't watching. This belongs here. We're putting the garnish on before we eat it. What's going on here? I think previously I had pressed undo a couple times, and we lost a bit of the edit. So here we've got the green, the garnishing. Now we're going to serve it. We're going to pick some up. It fits on a fork nicely. It's a good shot of it. There, where the end is. And this is the same thing over again. We don't want that. We've already used that at the beginning. So now we're down to 6 minutes and 35 seconds. So have to get, I want to make it a bit longer, but this is it. We've got the captain's introduction and the captain's wrap up. So I think it's going to be good. So now my next step, I'm not going to do it while people are watching. I tried it once and I can't think and talk at the same time. So I'm going to look at each segment and write the script, saying something like, okay, we're going to cut up an onion. I've got a red onion here because that's what we had, but any onion will do. I'm going to talk about the garlic press and talk about the reason I like the canned diced tomatoes is because they produce the liquid for the pasta, and a little bit about the one pot issue. So I think I'm going to put this thing to bed now. It's 9:30, and we'll edit do the script and the voiceover tomorrow, and this should be live Saturday afternoon or Sunday morning, Canada time zone. So thank you everybody for watching. I'm going to go back, and I said a couple of people I hadn't visited your channel in a while. I will do all of that. And then post this live. So we'll visit everybody, and thank you for coming by, and have a good evening. And if you like the recipe, then click like, leave a comment once the thing is live, and then hopefully we'll see you again on Tuesday. We've got a holiday on Monday here, but Tuesday we should be out on the boat, and we'll have our nighttime chat. Still have to deal with the water in the bilge, so that will be maybe the subject that we've had the subject for 3 or 4 times, and we haven't actually done anything yet, but we will. So having said all of that, let me press end on this video, and see you next time. End stream. Your stream will stop immediately and no longer be live. End.